Earlier today on the channel, I asked you guys, what year did Luka Doncic lead Slovenia to their first Eurobasket championship? And a few guys were quick to tell me it wasn't Luka Doncic that led Slovenia, but instead it was Goran Dragic. And speaking of Goran Dragic, he's currently having his farewell basketball game tomorrow in Slovenia, and a lot of big-name athletes are going to be there as well as participate. I know Chris Bosh is going to be there, Dirk's going to be there, Luka, Steve Nash, and even Nikola Jokic. And Dirk had a lot to say about Luka Doncic, just how great he is and how much he's grown in the NBA, as well as trying to do a little bit of recruiting and just speaking on whether or not Nikola Jokic could ever join the Dallas Mavericks, should they even team up, and what that could look like. So in this video, we're going to take a look at some of Dirk's quotes and just highlight Luka Doncic and all that he's done so far for this team, as well as speculate what would it actually look like if Nikola Jokic came to the Dallas Mavericks. But how's it going, everybody? My name is Marcel Martin. This is Mavs Digest, bringing the latest news on everything Mavericks related. And before we get started with today's video, we do have a word from our sponsor. How's it going, everybody? Marcel Martin, this is Mavericks Digest, and we need to talk about bad habits. And when I was in the military, I picked up a bunch of bad habits that were very hard for me to kick. I'd be out there with friends, having a good time, then all of a sudden that urge starts to come in, and all the progress I made just goes right down the toilet. But what if I told you that there was an alternative to your bad habits? What if I told you that there's a device that you can carry with you whenever those urges come in? Well, let me introduce you to Fume, the vapor-free, award-winning flavored air device that helps you break free from bad habits. Unlike other alternatives, Fume uses essential oils to provide a satisfying alternative. With flavors like peppermint, lavender, and cinnamon, Fume offers a refreshing and enjoyable way to kick the bad habit. No batteries, no chemicals, just pure natural relief. And if you are serious about this journey, if you really want to just take control of your bad habits, well, if you act today, you can get a free topper with your order. It just pops right on top of your device. It's got a sleek design, it's very smooth to the touch, and it is reusable while fitting any of your Fume devices. And if you're still serious about your journey, well, here's a QR code on screen, or you can go to tryfume.com. That's tryfum.com. Using code DIGEST, you can start your journey today. You won't regret it, I promise. Thank you, Fume, for sponsoring this video. But like I said in the intro, Goran Dragic, he is retired from the NBA, but he's having his official retirement from basketball game tomorrow in Slovenia, where a lot of big-name athletes, some ex-NBA players, and some current NBA players are showing up to just celebrate Goran Dragic, all that he's done in the NBA. I know that he was a great player in Miami, and when he did get traded from the Miami Heat to the Toronto Raptors, he really wasn't there for that long, and before he got picked up by the Nets, I thought he was going to come to the Dallas Mavericks. I know him and Luka, obviously, they've played together for Slovenia, so I thought eventually maybe that's a piece that could come to Dallas, and unfortunately never happened. But the game is happening tomorrow, and we do have the starting lineup for Luka's team. For breaking, Luka Doncic has selected his starting lineup for Goran Dragic's farewell event game tomorrow. It's him, Bogdan Bogdanovic, Luis Scola, Nikola Jokic, and Robin Lopez. I think that's a pretty good lineup. It has a lot of size to it. They can definitely attack the basket, play good defense, and they do have a couple good three-point shooters. And this isn't the all-star game, so I hope to see some actual basketball between Luka and Nikola Jokic. They're not just playing around, but it is the off-season. This is an NBA game. Don't want to risk any injury. I know Luka Doncic had a lot of time to rest and recover since the finals game, so I don't expect to see any high-intensity basketball, but I hope they kind of take it a little bit more serious than the All-Star game. I'm definitely going to watch it. I think it's going to be a great game to watch. Goran Dragic is a great player. I think he would have been an even better Maverick, but it is what it is. I think this is something that's really cool. But Dirk Nowitzki had a lot to say about Luka Doncic, so let's go right into those quotes. The first thing he said was Dirk on Luka Doncic, saying he plays like a 35-year-old, wicked basketball IQ. What he sees on the floor, I never saw. He knows how to handle big moments. We talk about basketball often, but I don't need to mentor him anything. He's an incredible talent and player. It was fun seeing him transition to the NBA. The start of something special, we've been witnessing greatness from him. And that's the truth. The greatness of Luka Doncic can't be said enough. From the moment we drafted him, from the very first game, he's Luka Magic, right? That's his nickname for a reason. Well, what he does on the court, you don't get from any other player, let alone another player superstar. The amount of crazy, wild shots that he's taken, the weird plays and moves that he's done is something that we've never seen before. We may never see again. So Luka Doncic has impressed not only me, the fans, the NBA world, but also legends that came before him. He did play with Dirk in Dirk's last year, which was also Luka's rookie year. And I'm sure, like what Dirk said, they still communicate, but it's not really like a mentor thing. It's very much akin to what Kobe Bryant said it was like with other players, how it's not really a mentor thing, but just we're talking about basketball. It's just the love of the game. And even though Dirk had a lot of high praise, it's nothing that we've never heard before as fans. We already know how great Luka Doncic is, how he led the entire playoffs in almost every stat, how Luka Doncic also, even though people say he's a bad defender, Luka Doncic had the highest defensive rating on our team. He had the best defensive rating on the Mavericks for the entirety of the playoffs. Of course, other players played great defensive moments, but if we're looking at the defensive rating, Luka Doncic did have the best defensive rating on the Mavericks. Luka Doncic is going to prove him time and time again that he belongs in this league, that he belongs in the conversation of the face of the league. And even though he hasn't won the MVP quite yet, it could be something that's coming down the road. If we just take a look here, ESPN's NBA experts, you know how we love talking about their experts, but ESPN's NBA experts have voted Luka Doncic as the most likely player to win MVP next season. Now, this can all change. This is very early, even though I think it's well overdue. If you're going to give Nikola Jokic an MVP last season because, yeah, you felt like you should have gave it to him instead of Embiid, okay, cool. If you want to pay us back one, I'll gladly take it. I kind of want that championship trophy a little bit more than MVP, but for Luka Doncic's sakes, for the fact that we all know how NBA media treats Euro players, it's good to know that at least they're finally starting to recognize that, hey, Luka Doncic is not only does he play like an MVP caliber player, he really is an MVP caliber player, and winning the whole thing next year will only solidify that more. But getting some hardware, build up that resume, so whenever Luka retires, us fans can just say we also had Dirk, we also had Luka Doncic, we also had Dwight Powell, we had amazing basketball players play for the Dallas Mavericks, and you can't argue that his greatness, that Luka Doncic's greatness was real. But like I said, getting an NBA championship, getting another one will just add more to that. A lot of people will, a lot of Mavericks fans will agree that Dirk is the GOAT. That is our GOAT. That's the greatest Maverick of all time. But if Luka Doncic can get an MVP, if he can get a couple championship trophies for the organization, and if he plays his entire career in Dallas, I feel like he could also be seen as one of the best Mavericks of all time, if not the best Maverick of all time. But not everything is going to be that easy for someone like Luka Doncic. Of course, we have a great team around him, but some of our players are older than others. Kyrie Irving, Klay Thompson, they're well over 30. But down the road, when our older players do retire, we will need to look for other star talent. And why not Nikola Jokic? And if we look at this right here, Dirk Nowitzki on Luka Doncic and Nikola Jokic teaming up in the future, saying, I hope that would be in Dallas. I'm not sure if that would ever happen, but obviously both are two of the best players in the world. They spend time with each other. I'm not sure, but of course, we want Luka in Dallas as long as we can. Hopefully he finishes career there, but I love Jokic's game. How he plays the game with passion and the skill level as a big is unbelievable. They're both incredible players. I see what you're doing, Dirk. I see what you're doing. You're retired. You can say whatever you want. It's not tampering. You can't get fined. They can't touch you, Dirk. But giving props to Nikola Jokic, you're telling us, yeah, they're best friends. They love basketball. They both have that high passion. Nikola Jokic has high skill for a big man. He's unbelievable. They're both incredible. I see what you're doing, Dirk. I see what you're doing. And we've talked about it, not too much, but we've talked about it before on this channel. What would it look like if Luka Doncic and Nikola Jokic teamed up? And I don't think it's out the realm of possibility. I know a lot of people are like, this will never happen. A trade would never go through. I think Luka, or some people may believe Luka would go to Denver before Nikola Jokic comes to Dallas. But let's be honest with ourselves. Later in a lot of stars' careers, they do make big changes. We just saw Klay Thompson leave the Golden State Warriors, leave the dynasty that he built, those 4 championships, to come to Dallas. We saw Kyrie Irving, although we did trade for Kyrie Irving, he still chose to re-sign with the Dallas Mavericks. You see players leave teams all the time. Kevin Durant left Oklahoma City to go to the Golden State Warriors, and then he went to the Nets, and then he went to the Suns. So later in a lot of stars' careers, maybe not for all, but for some, they start to think, I want to win now. Where can I go to win now? You got players like Jimmy Butler, who's in Miami, still trying to win a championship. You got players like DeMar DeRozan, who went from Toronto to San Antonio to Chicago, and now is with the Kings, still trying to win a championship. Even Carmelo Anthony was going around teams before he eventually retired, trying to win a championship. Now, Nikola Jokic does already have a championship, so it's not like he's really looking for a championship. But if we can win one here with Luka Doncic within the next few years, maybe in the next 5 to 6 years, once when Kyrie's retired, once when Klay Thompson's retired, once when Luka's a little bit over 30, and maybe Nikola Jokic is getting sick and tired of being in Denver, yeah, come on down to Dallas. I'm not sure what the money would look like if we got to do a trade. They'd probably ask for way too much. But I do believe that it is in the realm of possibility. One thing that really works for us is that it's Texas. We got a bunch of horses out here. I mean, the Maverick is a horse. I know you like horses, Jokic, as well as they're already best friends. They're very good friends. So it definitely would work out. And with Goran Dragic's farewell basketball game tomorrow, it's definitely going to be something fun to watch of Nikola Jokic and Luka Doncic playing basketball on the court once again. But let's continue with what we got here. Mavs and NBA fans, here is official info how to watch tomorrow's game with Goran, Luka, Dirk, Nash, Jokic, and tons of other basketball legends. The NBA app for all in. So if you want to watch this game, the NBA app is the one place. There's many other places, but the NBA app is the specific place you want to go to catch this game. And it's going to be at 8 p.m. Slovenian time. I'm not too sure how that conversion works, but we got it right here. It translates to 1 p.m. Central Time. So if you're in Texas, if you're in that little time zone and you want to watch the Goran Dragic farewell game, 1 p.m. is when it's going to start. I'm definitely going to watch it at home. I think it's going to be something special. I'm also itching to watch Luka Doncic play, even if he's not going to be playing super serious. That's something that I want to see. But let me know down in the comment section, do you believe, like I believe, that maybe somewhere down the road, Nikola Jokic and Luka Doncic do team up, whether that's in Dallas or somewhere else? Let me know. We can have a conversation. But that's all I got for you guys today. Thank you for making this far to the video. Make sure you check out our Twitter and Discord. Links in the description below. Consider becoming a channel member. We are doing another giveaway. The winner will be announced the first week of September. But till next time, y'all take care. Drink water. Peace.